Okay, good morning. Welcome to the official first morning of Bootcamp for FileMaker. I'm Jonn Howell, and most of you are here. That's great. We've got a few more people coming. I think there might be as many as 10 more people coming through. A lot of them will be speakers who are coming for a day or two and not coming for the whole time, so we have a little bit of a rotation. We've got plenty of room here. We're going to start right off with what the intention is of Bootcamp, why we're doing this, why we did it. This is a nice short session. We'll talk about why we started it, what our purpose is now as opposed to how it was when we started it, how it's grown, and we'll talk a little about the contributors. So, originally we started Bootcamp as a recruitment tool, way of finding good talent. I have a lot of work with, specifically with Genentech in Northern California. And they said, we really like your skill. We've worked with a number of other FileMaker development houses, but we like what you do for us. And if you could clone your skin, he actually said at one point, before they got bought, things changed a little, that if you could multiply your talent into a number of other people, a couple dozen other people, we could put you to work. So I'm like, okay, great. I got to find other people who can do it this way. And I started interviewing other developers, and I found, well, everybody may have their own style. I also found there's a lot of bad habits in the industry, and I just found in general there were no agreed upon standards and ways of going about doing things, and everybody did it site divergently. To get somebody to do it my way, the way that was accepted by my client, was a bit of a challenge. So a friend of mine said, John, you're not going to be able to find them. You're going to have to, those kind of developers, you're going to have to be able to make them. You're going to have to create them, have to teach them. And he came up with this great idea to do it. To eliminate bad habits and conventions and to get it to do it my way. Not that I'm a perfectionist, but I like everything exactly my way. More of a Tory and control thing. So, a friend of mine came up with this idea in order to get that kind of talent. Then let's train people from start. Let's go look for people who've discovered FileMaker already. Hopefully, know it a little bit, have a real passion for it, but don't know so much that they've got their own way established, and so we can train them and do it our way. So it was originally a recruitment tool to try to bring in talent to build a team. And Ray, who you'll meet tomorrow morning, is going to be talking about business intelligence. Him and I have both been on a lot of men's retreats, and he's got a format. He's staffed a lot of those retreats, and he goes, let's apply the format to this men's weekend retreat to a training or an educational environment, because we think that the approaches and the logistics that we use could really render. So you'll find a lot of little subtleties in Bootcamp that are based on a very rigorous retreat that happens. The biggest one is an intense immersion in a culture where you set everything aside like you would in a boot camp in the military and just kind of focus on stuff with not a lot of distractions, not a lot of free time, not a lot of party time, not a lot of other things that the socializing even is going to be centered around the work. And that it would be a rigorous itinerary with a lot of things, except for the sleep deprivation. We're going to allow you to have a little more sleep than they get on some of those retreats. So that should make it a little more fun. What I found in the process of building it, there's a lot of learning curve. And those of you who's been to more than one boot camp, raise your hands. A few people here? Good. So,
is it counting here the second one?
Yes. If you've been to two or more, yes. And there's a lot of other people who've been here who've been to two or more. Zach's been to 4 of them. This is the first year he's missed it. I've found that we learn a lot as we do it. And what happens is I get a chance to polish my skills as a speaker, and all the people who come to present, we have 16 people presenting this year, find that they're getting a chance to really polish their presentation skills, as is everybody else, because you'll all get a chance to speak in the group. So it's been great practice to build presentation skills and for me to polish technically what I know, because I know when I speak, I want to know that I know what I'm doing. So in the course of the year, whatever I'm practicing, I'm making sure that it's really clear. So when I talk about it, I'm not just spouting theory, but I've been in the trenches. I've really done it. Somebody was telling me the other day the difference between a guru and an acharya, the two Indian terms. A guru is somebody who's got stuff that they know that they can teach. They got like this philosophical wisdom. But an acharya is somebody who's in the trenches, who's done it and lived it and knows it, has experienced the enlightenment or whatever it is. So that in the course of boot camp, what we're finding is we learn and polish it, so when we present it every year, it's clearer and clearer and clearer, the information we're putting out. Since originally I started this to build the standards for DataExperience, I found out that it could be a contribution to the community to help build standards in organization, conventions, and methodology in the knowledge base for things like data normalization Michael's going to talk about this morning. I've never seen a class ever at a DevCon or any kind of training thing around FileMaker community that was about data normalization. So I spoke at DevCon for the first time last year. Anybody had ever spoken of data normalization? I think it's something that's important. So we're introducing concepts that are important in the IT community that really are not available anywhere else. And I think it helps everyone to build a wider knowledge base, share in a community, and bond, get to build some friendships. I think there's a lot of really good friendships going on. It was originally a holiday experience, so for me it created a sense of family that I don't really have. And it gave me a personal sense of purpose in the community that I was contributing to something bigger than just my own. And I got to tell you, it's really rewarding when people come back year after year and say, I learned so much, this was so great, I want to be part of it. They tell others about the experience. It's really fulfilling. But it's changed. Our intent has changed because it's no longer a recruitment tool. We decided, instead of growing really fast and going through that culture shock of growing right when the economy was compressing, which made it really difficult to sustain a team, and we had up to 6 people one time, to focus down. So right now it's just Laramie and myself, and then here and there some other subcontractors, and Ryan now has joined the team. So we're a smaller organization. So it's not so much a recruitment tool, it's taken on a life of its own. Bootcamp is now its own thing. So the new reasons are to help build a more professional level of education available in the community around this kind of tool. We're satisfying a need that exists because although we have great certification programs, Chris Ippolite is a trainer, Kirk Bowman's a trainer, Jerry Robbins, all 3 of them are going to be speaking, and they're professional trainers in the FileMaker community. And that's great because it teaches people the tool really well, and it teaches people the certification so they can come across more professionally. We're teaching things they don't teach. Data normalization theory, business intelligence, documentation, practical business analysis and project management tools that you need in addition to the FileMaker tool itself. That need is there and no one else is filling it. Only little bits of it are covered at DevCon. And I think in the long term that the talent pool we're getting will help to build a stronger business for DataExperience, as well as other people who recruit staff here. Last year we had a lady named Julia who came to Bootcamp and ended up going to work for Data9. So he was able to recruit good people and build his team. It might not just be our company. We're totally open to everybody winning from this. And winning business and recognition and awareness. So we're hoping in the course of this to build Bootcamp into something that is sustainable on its own. It's its own business, and it's a contribution, and everybody who goes will give us feedback so it can grow and it can be a positive thing for everybody. And we're going to be offering webinars, as we discussed last night. So this is how it grew. Year one person, Zach, in my living room, him and me for a week going at it, because he was working for a marine lab in Bodega Bay, got a master's degree in it, and loved FileMaker. We met at DevCon, and when I thought I want to grow my business, he's the first one I thought of because I had been tutoring him for 3 or 4 years, and we did our own little one-week boot camp, and then I put him to work. And now he works at Apple and is doing very well and has a nice contract there. Year 2, we had 8 people. Who was here? Anybody here from the 8 people? I think there might have been 1 or 2. I don't remember who they are. Larry? You were year 3, right?
Year 3,
Yeah. So we went to like 14 people, still in my living room, right? Year 4 went to 27 people plus 9 speakers. We had a lot of, look at the first, year 3, 14 attendees, 14 speakers. It's kind of an even balance. Last year, 27 attendees, 9 speakers. I think this year it's like 14 attendees and 20 speakers. We have more people wanting to come to speak at this thing than attendees at this point. So to me, that's a message. People like it. They want to be part of it. They get a lot out of it. And not enough people know about it, right? Because the people in the FileMaker community, the people have been doing it 15, 20 years. Like Alan Lebrado, how long have you been doing FileMaker? 20 years. He likes me. This is his second time here. We need to get this exposed to other people. And now this year, 34 people totally expected to arrive in the course of the life. So it's growing. Even in a down year, it's still growing, which is a good sign. We're planning one in Philadelphia in November. And then, anybody know Shin from Tokyo? Did you meet her? Yeah, so she's going to come to the one in Philadelphia. If she likes it, she's going to promote one in Tokyo. And the material and the talent to pull it off has grown enormously. A lot of it's because we're attracting really great speakers to present on some really good stuff. FileMaker's been supporting it now, second year. They came 3 years